Arbok and Weezing go running off. Team Rocket follows them with, "We're your biggest fans." No, we're your only fans. They have an OnlyFans? Oh my god.
I knew you were gonna make that joke. I was like, Team Rocket said OnlyFans. So you write that down. They said OnlyFans.
Oh, it's been a couple weeks for us since we tackled the big project of Mewtwo Strikes Back, but we are well rested. We have recovered from that beast of an episode, of 2 episodes, rather. And we are back here on To Kill A Delibird to cover more completely inconsequential filler episodes of the Pokemon anime. You know this podcast by now, hopefully. It's To Kill A Delibird. We're a Pokemon Rewatch podcast. We're watching from the start. We're going to go until we can't look at ourselves in the mirror anymore. Who knows how many episodes that'll take. Hopefully, every single one of them. I'm Kellen. I'm the one that actually knows things about Pokemon, who's been playing religiously for like 20-something years. And joined today with me, as always, it's the guy who doesn't know anything or much of anything about Pokemon, but knows how to do actual adult things. It's my co-host, Graham. Graham, how you doing?
I'm feeling like an actual adult. I think I had too much coffee today. My heart is going to burst out of my chest, and then I'll probably collapse in a couple of hours and never feel awake again. That's what being an adult is.
Okay, well, if your heart is going to burst and you're going to collapse, could you do that on the podcast?
Oh, that would be great content. Yeah, I hope that my heart, when it bursts out, grabs a top hat and does the "Hello, My Darling" dance that the frog does in Looney Tunes. That's really what I want out of a cardiac incident.
Out of life. That's what I want out of life.
Have you ever seen Spaceballs? I feel like you're going to say no. So it's a spoof of a bunch of sci-fi stuff, like predominantly Star Wars. But there's a part where a chest burster, like from Aliens, like bursts out of a person in a hospital bay, and then it grabs a top hat and sings that. That's so good. Spaceballs, folks. Who's with me?
Parody films.
Oh yes.
Beautiful thing.
So what have you been up to lately, Kellen?
Nothing, really. I've been very
pop culture-y to talk about.
I've been very lazy about things. I'm just not doing anything. My life has just been Big Brother, and I got really into The Sims 4.
Okay, let's hear about that. The Sims 4 meta.
It's I don't know.
Do you torture your Sims? Do you follow it more like a simulation, or what do you do?
No, I like to have a house and then get a career and then build up from there, and then
okay. So you do like the progression.
The
simulation.
I do proper. I like proper progression. I think it's fun.
Right, there's like different players. Like some people, at least in the older Sims, I remember, would just like use the cheats, get tons of money, and then basically live out their redecorating fantasies and like not care about any of the human simulation part.
That's what I did as a kid in Sims 1, because that's just how I was told to play by my older siblings.
Yeah, exactly.
I was told, this is the only fun way to play. You gotta use Rosebud. And then I got older and I realized, wait, what this is boring. You just the whole point is to like accrue money and wealth and whatnot, and then you can like build up your life from there. What's the point of just starting from the top?
I feel like you're jumping over the whole game design.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Yeah.
Whatever.
Options are good.
Crazy people.
Well, I have a pop culture piece that we dove into this week that I'd like to talk about. Now, I
Fast and Furious 11?
No, that's not out yet. Come on. We don't even know if it's going to be called that. I think it's going to be called X2. But anyways.
I hope it is.
No, so some of our listeners will be with me and some won't. I think that our listeners are probably a little bit, some are like Pokemaniacs. I think that we have a number of anime and manga fans, though, which is kind of more the side that I'm coming from. So this week, which was a big deal, one of the first times, there aren't that many examples of this, a live action anime like adaptation was released that is actually half decent. I'm not going to say it's a masterpiece, but it's pretty good. It's pretty fun. That is the One Piece live action series. I've watched the whole thing. And I'm a big One Piece fan. I'm up to date on the manga. I've read all 1,090 chapters. And I gotta say...
Jesus.
Yeah, it's long. But I gotta say that the series is as good as it could be, I think. There are, like, smaller story things I would have done differently. Or not that I would have done differently. I'm not claiming that I know how to write a TV show. But I wish that they would have done slightly differently. But in the grand scheme of things... Man, it really captured the essence of One Piece. It pulled in a lot of the big memorable moments. And I watched it with my wife, and my wife does not like anime, and she was sucked into it. You know, she'd heard me talk about One Piece over the years, but it's like she got to experience the stories and the heartfelt characters, but through a medium that she connects with a bit better. So pretty good stuff, man. I recommend it.
Didn't one critic say it was bad because it was too close to the source material?
Yeah, so
I read
that
that.
is
What the fuck
IGN.
is that?
IGN gave it a 6 out of 10,
What is
claiming
that?
that it was tried to be too close to the source material. Exactly. And if you know
Fucking hell.
adaptations in general of like really fantastical series, usually
They're always criticized for not being close to the source
Usually
material.
the ones that follow the source material fairly closely, like Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, those work. And the ones that kind of like decide that to be their own writers, right? To like kind of arrogantly trod over the material, like The Witcher, ends up making the fan base kind of angry. And then you're like, is this just for new fans? Is this for old fans? Who's it for? You know, this clearly the showrunners like One Piece, which is a great start, right? You want people who like connect with the core story and then want to share it in a different way. So don't really get that IGN reviewer's point of view. I mean, that
I don't
it's
get
good
IGN
that
at
anyone
all.
can express opinions, but
not everyone needs a platform, am I right?
IGN is an interesting reviewer in the sense that like they're the least interesting reviewer.
Yeah.
It's like it's fascinating that they're so large, and yet it's like they almost try really hard not to say anything meaningful.
See, that's why I say fuck critics, because that's just one person's opinion that has been given a platform over other people. Like, form your own opinions. Watch it, form your own opinion, and then if you like it, cool. If you don't, whatever.
Well, also actually read
Follow
reviews.
your heart.
Like, I don't think the problem is so much that they said that. It's the problem that things get attached to scores, and then people take scores seriously. So I think a better way to consume reviews is to actually read the review and see if their point of view like connects with you or not. Like for me, if I read it and they said it's too close to the source material, I'd be like, okay, I'm probably actually gonna like it then, right? So it's like if you kind of look at it through that lens, even like negative reviews or reviews that don't align with your interests can actually be useful. But it's just about actually listening to the review. It's the score thing that gets kind of toxic.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I see it mostly as just like form your own opinions. Don't take critics' words as gospel. Like if a critic says a movie sucks, but you like it, like that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
You're allowed to like things.
Yeah, like bad things in general.
Yeah.
And by bad, I mean like things that like are critically panned.
There's a reason The Room is so popular.
Exactly.
Like,
if there's a person who like doesn't have a bad movie that they actually really like, I'm like, do you have a personality?
yeah.
Well, speaking of toxic stuff though, what's more toxic than the whole kind of wild world? I'm taking us on a big swerve. On the wild world of supplements, commercial sales, and overall scams and consumerism.
Oh, MLMs? We're talking MLMs?
Sure. Multi-layer marketing, that's an example.
Sweet.
All of these things. So one of the episodes today has to do with Gloom, okay, who can apparently synthesize various cures for things and overall, I don't know, almost produce medicines that may or may not work, weren't tested in a scientific sort of process, okay? And that got me thinking, what kind of marketing blow-ups, scams, overall product, consumer crazy stuff has happened in the Pokemon universe, okay? So I have a top 10 list. I did some research, okay? I met with investigators, journalists, in the Pokemon universe, scoured their papers, found some interesting cases from different regions that I'd like to take you on a little journey here.
I feel like it's been a while since you did a good old study.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
I know. I sharpened my pencils. I put on a hat. Whatever you do when you study. Drank a lot of coffee.
I don't, so I don't know.
Well, we're going to dive in. These are the top 10 Pokemon branded marketing nonsense incidents inside the Pokemon universe. Are you ready?
Hit me.
Okay, so we're starting in Kanto. Okay, and this is number 10. Times got hard for Bruno of the Elite Four. He started selling
Poor guy.
a muscle gain supplement. This product was called Machamp's Muscle Mass Matcha Flavored Mayhem. You can put it in a smoothie or just snort it. It's guaranteed to make everyone buff. The Kanto Times did an investigation and found that it was just Machamp sweat. Not only did
Ew.
users not gain any muscle, it just made people slightly smellier.
Gross.
Bruno was charged in a class action lawsuit, but there's a small contingent of people who still believe it works and consume the product regularly. Machamp's Muscle Mass Mayhem.
This is involved.
I told you, I met with the people. I got to the truth. Oh, Bruno. Wonder what he's doing today. All right, number 9. So
Selling primate piss, maybe.
Primate piss. Oh, I'm sad I didn't put that in there. So, still in Kanto, we're going to go south to the Seafoam Islands, where a bad breath cure exists, okay? It's a gum called Articuno's Arctic Blast Gum, and the creators were claiming that it's made with real Articuno feathers. Now, the Cinnabar Sun has been reporting for years that it's actually just a mix of ground-up Pidgey feathers and mint, but this is the same newspaper that claims that Aerodactyls are still alive, so nobody believes them. So we don't know the truth. Oh, the Cinnabar Sun.
No, that reminds me of that Subway controversy where it was like their tuna wasn't actually tuna.
I don't remember
Did you hear about that?
It was vaguely.
Relatively recently.
What was their
I don't
tuna?
remember all about it. I don't remember, but it wasn't tuna.
And it wasn't resolved?
I don't know. I gotta look it up. Yeah, lawsuit filed by woman claiming Subway's tuna isn't tuna, dismissed. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it was dismissed. It probably is tuna, but I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't because it's Subway. You could tell me a lot of things about Subway and I would believe you.
Has such a distinct smell, Subway. Impressive.
I love Subway smell.
Speaking of smells, we're kicking off to Johto next for number 8, where a product is sold called Meganium's Mega Mellow Mood Maximizing Scent Diffuser. So it's a scent diffuser that makes you feel very calm. And they use Meganium in the marketing. It's sold in every mall there. It's a huge business. They also do delivery. They don't actually claim that the product uses any Pokemon-based ingredients. It's actually just plant-based. It's fairly wholesome and people like the product. So this one's not a scam, but they use Meganium in the marketing.
But I mean, we have had the debate about whether some Pokemon are plants or animals, so I feel like there's a gray area.
Ooh, you think that this is there's an opening for more investigation?
They could be throwing a loophole.
Oh, the truth is out there. All right, Justice Warriors, look into Johto and the Meganium Mega Mellow Mood Maximizing Scam.
That is so many words.
Yes. All right. So number 7, okay, we're going way to a different area. People in the Galar region apparently become bald much younger than other regions, okay? Scientists are stumped. They don't know why everyone is going bald there. A miracle cure pops up one year. Galarian Rabadash's Luxury Flow Enhancer, okay? I found this picture of this Pokemon, Galarian Rapidash. Has a huge head of hair. The weird thing is this product actually worked, and for a few years, people's hair was growing back. The only weird thing was that their new hair was rainbow colored. Eventually, a member of the Galar police got a tip, raided the factory where they were making this, and found a bunch of shaved Rabadashes. Now, shaving a Rapidash is a serious crime in Galar. There were several arrests, and a few of the head people in charge fled to Alola, where they are now hiding in asylum.
I'm surprised you're able to name more than 2 regions.
I used Bulbapedia. It turns out you can look up all the regions on there.
What?
Isn't that impressive?
No way. I had no idea.
So speaking of Alola, a major export of the Alolan region is the head of the Alolan Executor. Okay? This is very dark, this one. There is no protection for these Pokemon there, and the Alolan government claims that executors grow back their heads as long as not all of them are harvested at the same time. Now, they've been exporting it to other regions where people believe that the heads make you taller when eaten in a soup. Many online organizations exist that are protesting the practice, but it still happens today.
How sad.
Oh, it's quite dark. Shout out to all the organizations, all the nonprofits doing the hard work. SaveAhead.com.
People for the ethical treatment of Executor,
Yeah.
aka Pete.
Yeah. Eggs is all she wrote, all of those good organizations. They're really important. Yeah, that's a dark one, isn't it? Ooh.
The horrifying truths of the Pokemon world.
I know, we're revealing it all today. So let's go to one that's a bit more fun, okay? Back to Kanto. There's a sleeping aid that started getting sold out of the Kanto Route 12 area, okay? The brand is called Snore Laxatives, and the slogan is, moves you to sleep. Now, the Lavender Lampoon has a theory that it's just concentrated Snorlax farts, but this has never been confirmed. So, still an open story. But yeah, I mean, Lavender Lampoon, they're a hoot.
They're the most trusted news journal, I believe, in Eastern Kanto.
In Eastern Kanto. Yeah. Now, a similar side of Kanto, this is number 4, out of Lavender Town, a digestion aid is manufactured. It's called Gengar's Grandiose General Gastro and GERD Gut Relief. It's a digestive aid. Now, since Gengars eat dreams, they're thus believed to have complex digestive abilities. And honing Gengar, we could, in fact, relieve our own digestion. It turns out the product is just a repackaging of Pepto-Bismol, though, done with a partnership with the Procter & Gamble company, and it mostly works. It's just that Lavender had a bright entrepreneur, thought up the brand, and their parents gave them a ton of oil money to start the business with.
Yeah, just a small loan of $1 million.
Oh, the Lavender dream. Which leads us to number 3, okay? So, Kanto, home of the supplements. Supplements? I'm going to try that again. Home of the supplements, and it's not at all a coincidence that I don't know that many regions, hence a lot of these are in Kanto. Now,
you could have just looked them up, as you said.
Well, but the Pokemon. Okay. Let's get serious here. This one's really serious. So, a report by the Cerulean Consumer Protection Agency, the CCPA, was made about a supplement that was coming out of Saffron City, claiming to make people smarter. Now, apparently, it was a pill made from the whiskers of Alakazams. Alakazam's known to have an IQ of 5,000, okay? So the idea was consuming these whisker pills would make you smarter. An investigation found out that the pills were actually just common sugar pills. A further investigation found that the scam was done by an Alakazam itself, since it was so smart, who is now the richest Pokemon in the world. Can Pokemon earn money? They should. Society for the Economic Prosperity of Pokemon. Now,
I don't know.
We got to get blue sometimes on this podcast, and I'm talking about a little blue pill. So, a product in Celadon claims to cure erectile dysfunction. Do you want to guess what it's called? I'll just tell you. You don't need to guess.
From Celadon?
It's called Dicklet, okay? Dicklet. Very popular, made Celadon grow tremendously. Some people say it's ground up Diglett. This is not true. It is actually the innards of Magnemites. Chop them open, scoop it up. And Magnemites have no rights in Kanto. Again, SAD, Society for the Ethical Treatment of Magnemites. And the electromagnetic properties of the Magnemite innards really get the blood flowing. But one day the Magnetons will rise up and get their revenge, we swear.
Weirdly, not the first time Viagra has been referenced on this podcast.
Well, yeah, I think we once called our podcast the Viagra of podcasts, which I would like to just leave out in the open and interpret
no
it however
context.
you may.
That's fine.
Yeah, just hang it out to dry. Which leads us to the number 1 supplement in the Pokemon world. Ba-ba-da-ba. You ready for this?
I'm so ready.
Porygon's Lost 60 FPS patch. The promised elusive performance patch, crafted by Porygon itself, cleans bugs out of any virtual world and gets it running at a smooth 60 frames per second. Game Freak themselves are trying to purchase this patch, but the technology does not exist yet to transfer supplements from Kanto to real-world Japan, where they would need to install the patch on Nintendo Switches.
So it's not a human supplement. It's a supplement for technology.
For virtual worlds, yes. Game Freak's 60 frames per second patch.
Jesus.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I guess they need that.
It's the performance patch they promised. Yeah. It's stuck in Kanto with Porygon.
They can't get it away. Porygon
that's the
is
whole
asking
problem.
For too much money.
It's not about the Pokemon company and game
sense.
cycles. It's stuck in Kanto.
Now it makes sense.
It all makes sense.
Finally, we understand.
Good.
Good.
Well, that was a journey.
All right. That was something.
I told you it was going to be weird.
Certainly something. All right. Should we talk about these episodes?
We should make room for Gloom, Kellen.
Yeah, we should. So we're looking at episode 70 today, Make Room for Gloom, as well as episode 71, Lights, Camera, Quack-tion.
Ooh.
And these episodes are fine.
I love them.
They're okay.
Okay, I know they're like just stupid filler, but I liked them. They clearly got me thinking. The Gloom one, I love anything that gives me weird implications to think about the Pokemon universe. And the Lights, Camera, Quack-tion is basically about a grown man having a full-on meltdown and pulling everybody else into it. So I thought it was hilarious.
All right, so let's jump into Make Room for Gloom. So we open this episode. Last we saw the gang before the movie, they were at Pallet Town. They were just back home chilling for a while Ash prepares for the league. We open this episode on a Dodrio screaming their lungs out.
Yeah, it reminded me of that Bo Burnham song, The Chicken. that's like every morning the chicken wakes up to the sounds of her husband screaming.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to wake up to that Dodrio. It's ear piercing, genuinely.
So we're still in Pallet Town. Ash is, gonna prepare to leave. But where is Ash? He's Ash and Pikachu are sleeping. Brock's cooking, and Mime starts sweeping up Ash and Pikachu's faces.
Yeah, which annoys Pikachu in his slumber, causes him to blast completely a thunder just out of the house. Like one of the more intense thunderbolts we've seen so far.
It wakes Misty up. She goes, "Smells like Brock burnt the eggs."
And yeah, we see Brock had made breakfast. He made eggs sunny side down
for Ash.
And an omelet for Misty. Now, a really weird translation choice is that in the original, these eggs were sunny side up. Why did that get changed?
Oh, someone was bored at work that day.
Such a pointless change.
They were like, "Down, that's funny."
Anyway,
and super secret mystery omelet for Misty. I didn't get that, and that was never explained. But why is it a secret mystery?
Steroids.
Wow, you saying Misty's juicing?
Maybe. Wow. Maybe a little bit. We'll never
Misty
know.
Just roid raging. She does freak out sometimes and just hits everyone.
Now we know why.
Yeah, is this a conspiracy theory started on the podcast? Misty juices?
So Delia asks Ash for help in the garden. He claims he's going to train today. He hasn't done any training yet, but he's going to train today in the mountains as a way to get out of doing chores for his mother, because apparently his mother is very, very difficult to work with when it comes to housework.
Yeah, apparently working with her is even harder than training.
And we see this because as they're leaving, she asks him to pick up just 300 or 400 pounds of fertilizer.
What kind of farm is she running?
One that we probably can't talk about.
What kind of high-yield potato, outfit does she have going? Like, how many hectares is she farming?
Too many.
Yeah, and that's where she mentions from the Xanadu nursery. That's going to come up. But the gang just, let's run for it. That's too much.
Yeah, and so they run into the woods where they find this large dome. It's a greenhouse. This is the Xanadu nursery.
Convenient.
That they have found. Brock looks in. It's filled with beautiful things. There's plants, flowers, vines, a woman, amongst other, greenery types of things. And so Brock is his Brock self, and horns all over her.
Yeah, is there ever a time where a new female character is introduced and Brock is just chill?
I don't think so.
He just always has a breakdown and becomes just a very annoying human being.
I would put money on the no.
Yeah, probably. But he's saying she's more beautiful than any flower. Ash says he doesn't see a beautiful girl. Misty, of course, takes this as a chance to interject some vanity. Well, just turn around, Ash. And that's where Ash goes, "Misty, please, only one of us can hallucinate at a time."
Oh, Ash.
Oh, Ash, burn.
You little whippersnapper. And so, them looking into the greenhouse and Ash not seeing anything, this is one of two things that made me think that this woman was not real. And that's where the episode was going.
Right.
So, but spoiler alert, she's
dead or something.
She is real. Yeah, she's real. She's there. She's alive. So, yeah, Brock then sees a Gloom, and Ash says, "You're getting Misty over a Gloom. Whoa ho." And then Misty freaks out about Ash using her name in a pun.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you, Ash?
Right. My name's a name, not a pun. Now we've met Glooms before, right?
Yeah, in the Erica episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which is kind of strange, because, like, this is the second episode Gloom has been, like, the featured Pokemon.
Yeah.
Which, why Gloom of all Pokemon? Very odd choice, but whatever. They get approached by a man with a flamethrower next.
I thought he was a
terrified.
Ghostbuster. Except he's got a brown hair and apron, yeah, and then he's holding a Ghostbuster hose. I don't
What they think is a flamethrower, but then they cut to the next shot, and it's just a sprayer, a plant sprayer for things. I don't know what plants get sprayed with. I don't do gardening.
Well, killing water or some kind of fertilizer. It's one of the
water.
two, I guess. Or it could be like an insecticide or something for
that was
sickness.
my thought.
Yeah.
So this is Potter. We learn his name. He says a lot of trainers like to visit. A lot of trainers like to visit this nursery because their grass Pokemon love it. And so Ash takes this opportunity to send up Bulbasaur. And Brock asks about the girl. She is real. Her name is Florinda.
Yes, kind of like Florida, but with an N. Florinda.
Apparently her last name is Showers. Which
Florida showers.
Yeah.
More like hurricanes.
So Bulbasaur is living his best life, smelling around the plants. He goes up to a flower or a plant that we learn is called Pokenip, I believe. It's like catnip. And he gets immediately fucking zooted out of his mind.
Oh, he gets baked.
Absolutely.
Man,
fucking...
Bulbasaur is so chill. Like, I always like Bulbasaur. If you're gonna smoke weed with a Pokemon, smoke weed with Bulbasaur, right? Right? Watch cartoons with Bulbasaur. Hell yeah.
Yeah, a zooted Bulbasaur is like the best friend you can have.
Man, and he could just grab you snacks with the Vine Whip. Yo, change the channel.
So
Bulbasaur.
much utility. So much utility.
Yo, grab me the cheesiest Bulbasaur. Oh my god, Bulbasaur is the ultimate high companion.
Stoner Buddy Bulbasaur.
Stoner Buddy Bulbasaur. I love it.
Yeah, Bulbasaur, high out of his mind, continues to smell through the plants. He passes by another plant, he smells it, and passes out immediately. We learn that it's a stun stem, as Florinda tells Ash not to smell it as he goes to investigate. It paralyzes anything that goes near it, or that smells it.
Yeah. It has some kind of spore, I guess.
And so she tells Gloom to take Bulbasaur and drag him back into the house. And Gloom can't drag him. Bulbasaur's too heavy, which was a very cute little moment.
Yeah, so Ash just does most of the lifting. Which I thought it was funny that Florinda is ordering Gloom to carry him and not just the humans. But...
And so in the house, Gloom secretes a little sap thing from its head and drips all over Bulbasaur. And it heals Bulbasaur pretty much instantly. He's fine.
Yep.
And Bulbasaur kind of falls for Gloom a little bit, I think. He blushes.
Oh, yes, he blushes. I'm like, are they in love?
Oh.
It's like vines come out, red faces.
It's adorable.
Ash and Misty say they're getting along.
It's very cute. But Gloom and Bulbasaur aren't the only ones getting together, seemingly. We turn around, and Brock is talking to Florinda out on the patio. Oh my god, Brock's actually talking to one of these women.
Yeah, at least he's doing that for once.
Holding a conversation.
Treating them like a people.
Florinda is having this whole existential issue where she thinks she's a failure because she can't get Gloom to evolve into a Vileplume. She's tried everything. She's tried, experience and levels and a leaf stone, which is how you're supposed to evolve a Gloom in the first place. We hear that from Potter, but she can't help but blame herself about it. She hasn't given it enough love, and Brock's like, shut the fuck up. Yes, you have. Shush. Don't you say that. He thinks that she's given it too much love, and it's lost its gloomy
it doesn't get gloomy because it's well-loved.
And so it's not really a Gloom anymore, and thus can't evolve.
He's like, all the Vileplumes I know are from really tough parts of town. They got no love. They had a fight, man.
But suddenly, Oak pops in, and he's like, no, that's incorrect. And he's here for some reason.
Yeah, that's so random. Just a pop-up Oak.
He pops up to claim that this leaf stone that she has isn't real. He's had reports of cons selling fake evolutionary stones all over town and wanted to come investigate, and has determined that this leaf stone Florinda has is in fact a fake. And so they ask Florinda to describe the people that sold her this leaf stone, and she describes this guy with hair like this and this girl with really long hair like this and a talking Meowth. And this immediately makes the gang go, oh my god, that's Team Rocket. They can understand that it's Team Rocket when she describes their hair, but when they wear a disguise where their hair is sticking out like it normally is, they think, oh, this is just a regular person.
That's
God
true.
Damn it. What is wrong with you people?
It's like Florinda's description. And by the way, when she said like this and like this, she like physically describes their hair with her hands. Like she kind of makes like an M for James's hair. And then, you know, she makes like a long curve for Jesse's. I think that charades of a description really transcended what these kids' poor eyeballs can do. And, you know, they think in concepts, Kellen. That's really what's going on here.
But this is just another one of those moments that you've described a lot about them being the world's worst detectives.
It is.
Like, they can pick it out when she describes the hair, but when they see the hair, it's nothing. They get nothing out of it.
That's true. They're
honestly,
very narrow-minded, narrow vision detectives.
Yeah, I want to put that on a ball for the 4-4. World's worst detectives.
World's worst detective moments. All right.
Yeah.
And basically, we have to think about these moments where they're terrible detectives. It could be cases like this. But, you know, our favorite one is when Ash says in Cinnabar, it's a door in front of a door. Just like pointing out the obvious. Like, no shit Sherlock moments is what they are, right?
Yeah.
No shit
All
Sherlock.
right. We'll put that into the picture. That's an exciting one. Anyway, they determine that's Team Rocket, however stupid it is. And we cut to Team Rocket, who are waiting in the bushes.
Yes. And they start doing their chant, which is a good one, actually.
Prepare for trouble from the girl with the big hair, and make it double from a guy with hair like that there.
And he does the M with his hands.
Yeah. And then to unite, and then he interrupts himself. My hair looks all right, doesn't it? And instead of Meowth, that's right, it's what's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Those are your motto moments for this episode.
Yep.
Meowth says that they should get out of there before they realize that it's a fake stone. Jesse and James are more interested in stealing Pokemon, but then they find the stun stem, and they're like, "Oh, here's something."
One whiff of this weed, we're guaranteed to succeed. Some nice sentences in these episodes.
Great rhyming.
Actually. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then back to the gang. Florinda is very sad. Brock says he'll find a real leaf stone, but Ash tells him that he probably shouldn't promise that. You have no idea where to get a leaf stone.
I like this bit, actually, because so Florinda's beat up about being scammed, and Brock is trying to cheer her up. So he's like, oh, I promised to get you a leaf stone, and Ash behind him, you don't know how to get a leaf stone. Well, I'll get your money back. You don't know where Team Rocket is.
But Misty correctly points out that Team Rocket usually finds them. Which
they're attracted to the Pikachu.
In about 20 seconds' time.
Yes, when an alarm goes off on the computer, thieves detected. Team Rocket's on the camera. There's like a video camera set up.
They're picking plants.
Yeah.
So the gang goes after them. They find them. And Ash 6 Bulbasaur on them, as I liked this one, as his number 1 seed. Oh, that's a good one.
Nice.
I like that one a lot. Good job, Ash.
Sports plus Bulbasaur.
Plus grass.
Plus growing.
And plants. So, yeah, he 6 Bulbasaur on them and has them tie him up with the Vine Whip. But they're like, oh, foolish child. We have a secret weapon that we're going to unleash. And then it's just silent. Nothing happens. They're like, Meowth. Meowth, set off the bomb. And we cut to Meowth. And he's like this ancient herb maker.
Yes, he is like a medicinal, like an East Asian medicinal doctor kind of grounding up.
He's got a mustache.
He has a mustache, yes. Very cool costume.
He's grinding up this stem in like this wheel kind of mortar pestle thing.
Yeah, like a mortar pestle thing. I wasn't that familiar with it either.
But it's a
it must
wheel
be like an
instead
ancient
of just
kind of grindstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
We get so many good lines like around these parts, right? You pointed out number 1 seed. Jesse says just because we're tied up by vines doesn't mean we're whipped.
Whoa. So yeah, he throws the stun ball bomb.
There's the stun bomb. The stun spores get out. Stuns the whole gang. Team Rocket grabs Pikachu. Yeah,
and Potter.
Yeah.
And all the Pokemon. So Team Rocket falls out of their vines. Now that Bulbasaur can't hold them anymore. They grab Pikachu, and Brock, in his paralyzed state, tells Florinda to use Gloom to battle Team Rocket. But
Florinda and Gloom are the only ones okay.
Yeah. She has absolutely no confidence in herself or Gloom whatsoever. She's like, we can't do that. I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna get some medicinal herbs. And Brock's like, for the love of God, Florinda, just put Gloom in battle. Oh, what a fucking gun.
Right,
Oh.
and they have this moment now where it's like they're staring at each other, Brock and Florinda, and it's like zooming in on each of their faces.
Just so long.
It's so long. And for any other character, right, you're like looking into their eyes, but every time they zoom in on Brock, it's just right, like it's just like so funny because it's just Brock's like emoji face, right? Just like playing, you can't see his eyes. Oh my god.
And of course, it's such a long bit.
It's so long. Like, is this a joke?
It's like they got to the end of the episode and they're like, ah, shit, we need 10 more seconds of show
like
here.
that. Yeah, let's just zoom in on their faces.
Just fucking put that one back in there for a bit. Oy vey. Anyway, he like encourages her and eventually convinces her to use Gloom in battle. So it's going to be Gloom versus Arbok and Weezing. Team Rocket has them do Toxic and Smog, which look the exact same in the show, which they're not the same thing, but whatever. And Florinda commands, she's like, maybe you should use Double Team?
Yeah, she's
maybe?
like, forgot
Could you do
any
that?
moves, right?
And then that electric guitar gym theme comes back in that rips so much ass. As Gloom uses Double Team to make carbon copies of herself. Dozen times.
We've Naruto'd ourselves all over this area now. Tons of Glooms. Meowth aptly points out a whole room full of Gloom. And Arbok and Weezing are confused. They're like, where do we look? And they smog themselves.
Yeah, they like bump into each other, backing up, and it causes them to smog the room up again for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to the little cute flute interlude where the music kind of dies down and it's calmer, but it's like this moment of power up and stuff. As Florinda's like, should I use Solar Beam? Maybe, possibly. And Brock's like,
Brock
Solar Beam this whole
pants. He's like, you
time?
taught Gloom the most powerful grass attack, and you were acting like it didn't know shit.
She's like, is that a bad thing? It's like, no, fucking use it.
Yeah, so
she read about it in a magazine.
It was almost a humble brag, and someone's like, oh, like, oh, man, I'm terrible. I only master tiered Street Fighter. I'm really bad. I'm just like the top tier. Like
I'm only like top 2%.
I'm only like the top 2%, like nothing big. I wish I was top 1%, but that's how the cookie crumbles. Yeah,
unfortunate.
Solar Beam from a magazine.
So Gloom goes for the Solar Beam. As the smog dissipates, Pikachu gets a bite in on Jesse's arm, who then throws Pikachu away so that Pikachu's not in this. Solar Beam launches. It's nowhere near as cool as when Bulbasaur did it way back when, but it does blast Team Rocket off again.
Oak's impressed, though.
Oak is like, this is the greatest Solar Beam I've ever seen.
That's exactly what he says.
Well done.
And Gloom and Bulbasaur are cuddling.
It's so fucking cute.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
They're Solar Beam buddies.
2 grass poison types.
Oh.
Together forever. Beautiful.
Bulbasaur wasn't poison at that time, though, right?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, really? In Gen 1?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Neat.
Only first stage dual type starter until Rowlet in Gen 7.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And I believe Rowlet's the only other one since.
Crazy. Did not know that. Neat.
Yeah.
So Florinda didn't realize Gloom was so strong. And, this is like it was in you all along moment. Brock's like, you made him Gloom strong all along. And so Florinda suddenly is confident, right? It's that twist at the end of every Pokemon episode where the person like suddenly realizes their mistakes like instantly.
Yeah.
And she's like, I got confidence and I want a special guy to share it with me.
And so she invites Brock to stay at the greenhouse with her forever. And he says he'll stay. This is his dream come true. He will stay forever.
He's
and
blushing.
Then we punch out, and Ash and Misty are like, who are you talking to, Brock? And this was the other moment that I was like, okay, hold up. Are we going to get a reveal that Florinda is not a real person? But then we turn around, and she's saying this stuff to Potter instead.
She's saying, I love you to Potter. Potter says, she was saying this. The special guy she wanted in her life was Potter. She only just met Brock.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know what his eyes look like.
What color are Brock's eyes? I don't know. He never fucking opens them.
Yeah.
So yeah, Florinda and Potter confess their love to each other. Brock is heartbroken by the one girl I loved. I'll never find anyone like her again. To which Ash replies, you'll find plenty of girls to reject you.
Good line, Ash. Good line. Claps all
absolute
around.
decimation. And Misty tells him, "Hey, the league is less than 2 months away, so you should be training, right?" And Ash is like, "Oh yeah, I haven't trained at all. Oops." And that's the episode.
All right, so let's jump to Literary Hour, where I compare the episodes to some piece of literature. All right, so the general themes in this episode are a lack of confidence and that sort of "it was in you all along" trope, and then also being hustled by the supplement marketing game, which we talked about a lot in the
Don't we
opening
all?
bit. Yes, yes. So the "it was in you all along," trope that connects like Wizard of Oz is like an example of where like she had the ability to go back to Kansas all along. She was wearing the slippers like the whole book, the whole movie, but it wasn't until she went through the journey and helped the friends and stuff, blah blah blah, that she kind of used it, right? So it was like she had the slippers all along, kind of like Gloom had the abilities all along. Now, for being hustled by supplements, all right, this is a piece of literature. A CBC article from 2015 called "Health Canada Acknowledges Weak Evidence for Approving Herbal and Vitamin Supplements," a Fifth Estate story. Here's a quote: "Mounting evidence that many popular supplements don't live up to their claims and could even be dangerous." Okay, it's not a piece of literature, it's a news article about supplements.
Classic literary hour.
Classic literary hour.
To nothing.
The Fifth Estate.
There's something totally out there. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you.
All right. Shall we?
4-pour. So we're going to go next to the plastic ping pong pitcher of objective ratings. This is your first time listening. We're going to draw random categories from this pitcher of ping balls. They have categories to rate the episode on, and we're going to give it numbers. This is objective, and thus, this is random, and thus objective.
It has also been a long time since we've reset kind of what's in the 4-pour. I would like to give a very quick list of what is currently inside the 4-pour, just for any new listeners.
Sure.
So listen quickly. I'm going to rattle these off very fast. So we got plot, humor, animation, soundtrack, horny Brock moments, anime mom energy, anime sweat drops, characters falling over in surprise and embarrassment, furry bait, Pokemon variety, antagonist likability, Team Rocket schemes, Officer Jenny energy, Nurse Joy cuteness, Misty exasperation, Meowth's puns, Ash moron moments, ironic Pokedex, perceived smell of the episode, featured Pokemon flavor if it was cooked, the jelly donut effect, silly Pikachu moments, sweet sentences, character of the day, repetition, originality, Team Rocket motto, not how the game works, power of friendship, episode title, Pokemon noises, breaking gender norms, Psyduck, and world's worst detective. And that's what's in the 4-pour.
There we have it. All right, so let's pull some ping pongs now.
First category for Make Room for Gloom will be the Pokemon cries.
Ooh,
the sounds
of the Pokemon.
Ooh, okay.
What sound does Gloom make?
Sound like? That's a great question.
Yeah, it makes a sound. Right? It says its name.
Gloom. I'm gonna go back and listen to it because I forgot to make note of that. Yeah, it's just kind of like a little high-pitched Gloom.
Not that memorable, but not bad.
Not bad. We kind of note and count the gang's Pokemon and Team Rocket's Pokemon because they're in every fucking episode.
We get Charbok, Yeah. A 4.
Yeah.
Not a dugong by any stretch of the imagination.
I'll meet you there. Though I do like some of the gang's Pokemon cries, like Arbok, but also Staryu doesn't say Staryu, just goes, yeah.
I know, he's great. Staryu is the Link of Pokemon.
Yeah.
It just makes like attacking grunts.
And category 2 will be Psyduck. We got 2 very new categories.
Not in this episode.
Yeah, but then we determined this when we brought up the category. How do we feel about Psyduck? What are our personal feelings?
Well, I always love Psyduck.
I always love Psyduck.
Was there an essence of Psyduck in here? We talked about the stupid detective moments. Actually, there was an essence of Psyduck in that moment where they realize who Team Rocket is by the hand signals. That's such a Psyduck way of thinking, right? It's outside the box. It's stupid and smart at the same time. The essence of Psyduck.
And as I was watching this episode, I knew what the next episode was going to be about because of Quack-tion in the title. And so, the whole time I was just thinking, man, so excited for Psyduck in the next episode. So I'm feeling very good about Psyduck in the moment as I'm watching this episode. I'm gonna say 7.
Psyduck is such a bro too, because he's so dumb that he's too dumb to fall for a supplement scam. You know what I mean? Like if they started selling stuff out of this greenery that like wasn't validated, he couldn't fall for it because he wouldn't even get the bait. You know what I mean? What a homie. Yeah. I'm gonna go with a 6. Right. There is an inherent penalty for it not having Psyduck, but we came up with some good arguments.
And so 4 and 6.5, that'll be 5.25.
All right. Slightly above average. Just a 0.25 less than what we gave the movie.
A quarter below the fucking movie.
Which is a clean 10 in our hearts. But
just so good. That's the beauty of the 4-pour, my friends.
Yeah, it just doesn't give a shit about our tastes.
Nope, not at all. All right, so episode 71, Lights, Camera, Quack-tion. As I said, we're going to see a little Psyduck in here, and we're going to be excited about it.
Oh, yes.
We open this episode, like the last episode, they're using that really intense intro theme a lot these days. Yeah, we got it at the start of the last episode. I think we also get it somewhere else in this episode. So they're really making use of that one. And so the gang have seemed to have left Pallet now. We didn't say goodbye to Mom or anything. They've just left Pallet Town. And they find a good spot to set up camp for Ash to finally start training for the League. But we do see Jigglypuff is not far behind.
Nope.
And so Brock made a chili that made Ash and Misty blow up, apparently.
Yeah, and the picture they showed looked more like Japanese curry.
It is
which
curry.
I think it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
But Misty says make it chillier because it was too spicy.
Whoa. And they're approached by this girl with green hair.
Yeah, green pigtails and a hat.
Brock does his thing. You're so beautiful. I love you. What's your name? And do you have a boyfriend? This is Katrina.
She instantly wants to battle. She doesn't give a shit about Brock. Good on you, Katrina.
She's training for the League as well. She's looking for a battle against Ash. She sends out a Raichu. And so it's going to be Pikachu versus Raichu, and they lunge at each other when suddenly Team Rocket's just there with a net, and they've hit him with a net.
Network news flash. They only get Raichu, though.
Yeah. They look down, and Pikachu's standing outside the net, and they're like, wait, who did we get then? What's in the net? And so it's Raichu. And this is where the intense theme comes back in, because Raichu goes for a Thunderbolt on them, and then a Mega Kick. But before a Mega Kick can land, we hear cut from a director.
I know.
What? This episode is so
really
confusing
jarring.
at the start.
This episode is frames. Yes, it is wild. We hear the cut, zoom out. There's a director standing there in red and like this like typical like artist's hat on, like a French kind of hat, you know? Yeah, he's like a great shot of the battle and on a close-up of the losers, right? So then they zoom in on Meowth's defeated face when he's like passed out. That's the money shot, this director says.
So this is one of the greatest names of any character ever. This is Cleavon Schpielbunk.
Cleavon Schpielbunk. Okay, so clearly the name is referencing Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
But he's really more of like a Francis Ford Coppola or a Stanley Kubrick, like a really like intense, like theatric, like pulled into his own art, kind of angry and emotive, you know?
Maybe it's because it's the third time we've referenced his film, or third episode of the podcast in a row we referenced his film. But I'm thinking Tommy Wiseau. Because his movies suck. Eh? His movies are terrible.
Okay.
So then he goes into his own Team Rocket motto.
Oh, this is great.
Prepare for trouble. No stunt double. And then Jesse cuts him off. I thought those were our lines. And this is where I was like, okay, what's going on? Team Rocket's in this film? Are they actually? I have no idea what's happening right now at this point. But he continues to protect the movies from devastation.
To restore spectacle and imagination.
To make great epics of hate and love.
To direct the best films you've ever heard of.
Cleavon Schpielbunk, winner of the Golden Growlith for Best Director at the Flea Collar Film Festival.
I love it. What a cool sentence. Cleavon Schpielbunk, winner of the Golden Growlith for Best Director. And there's a huge Arcanine.
Yeah, it's an Arcanine.
It's an Arcanine trophy, not a Growlith.
Yeah. Can't believe you caught that. Wow.
Bro, I'm really smart when it comes to Pokemon. After I did my research in the Kanto marketing scam world.
So he continues, lights, camera, hit your mark when I call action or prepare to fight. That's right. Yeah, good moment. I like it. So
and Ash and Misty are like, so Cleavon, look, who the fuck are you?
But Brock recognizes him. He's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, you're Spielbunk. You directed my favorite movie, I Saw What You Ate Last Tuesday.
I love that name. I Saw What You Ate Last Tuesday. Which is I Know What You Did Last Summer spoof,
Yeah.
right? Which is like, no kid should have seen that movie. That's a slasher film.
That's a moment for the parents to be like,
Yes.
that's good.
I Saw What You Ate Last Tuesday.
That sounds like something I would write.
Yes, it is. I know, man. Imagine being a writer for Pokemon. That's the dream.
Oh,
That
it'd be
movie is so
amazing.
fun.
Anyway, yeah, he says he had an award, but I interpreted some of the things he was saying as that he makes nothing but flops in movies.
I think
'cause he said something about
makes,
like
he
box
makes
office fails.
vapid, but like weird kind of movies that it has an audience, but they kind of suck.
They don't go anywhere at the box office. Pretty sure he said.
Well, yeah, he said some young people have seen great films. He's talking about Brock and Katrina says she almost saw it,
Mhm.
which apparently is good enough
Burn.
for him. And he's like, even when they lose millions at the box office, just starts weeping openly. So what I mean, this episode is about a grown man, Cleavon Schpielbunk, just having like a manic episode. Like one moment he's like depressive, the other moment he's like confident and going nuts, you know?
Mm-hmm. And so he's looking for new talent, and this makes Team Rocket realize, oh my god, this is our chance. We can get famous from
And I
this.
love their
And
credentials.
One of my favorite lines in the entire series so far, James says, I took 3 semesters of stage movement at a respected correspondence school. What?
I know, it's so oddly specific. 3 semesters of
Correspondence
stage
school.
movement at a respected course. So he was learning about first of all, what is stage movement? Do you know
I mean, that's just a
how to
facet
move
of
on a
acting.
stage?
Just a facet of acting, yeah.
And 3 semesters of it like by mail?
Yeah, you can't. That's not a thing.
So funny.
Jessie played a worm in an apple in a first grade play.
First
So that's
grade
her
play, she
credential.
portrayed a worm who lived in a rotten apple. Wow. Good job, Jesse. Really makes you feel like a worm.
Their dreams are for naught, though. He's looking only for Pokemon to star in this movie. It's going to be a Pokemon only film. The star is a Wigglytuff, and it will be a love story.
A love story with action and suspense.
He's looking for someone to play opposite Wigglytuff. Meowth calls it a snooze fest, and Wigglytuff smacks him into next fucking Tuesday.
So Wigglytuff is a real diva. Really
Yeah.
enjoys hitting people.
We've seen Wigglytuff. Oh, we saw it last week in the movie. They
It's
never
like an
described Wigglytuff.
elongated Jigglypuff. Like take a Jigglypuff and like put a crane on its head and like stretch it out.
And give it a white belly.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Yeah. And long ears. It's like a rabbit. It's supposed to be a rabbit.
Oh, really?
Yep.
But Jigglypuff is just a puff.
Yeah. And then Wigglytuff's a puffy rabbit. And look at its feet and its ears
It's true.
and its stubby arms.
So puffballs evolve into rabbits. Oh, is a
Yep.
Jigglypuff just like a puffball tail?
Oh, maybe.
Hmm.
So, Brock says hard to believe something so cute can be such a brood in reference to Wigglytuff smacking Meowth. And so he also gets double slapped into
Mhm.
oblivion. And we get some explanation from Spielbunk that an Abra was going to be the co-star by Wigglytuff. But Wigglytuff slapped him so much that he teleported off set. He quit the job.
I like
And
the phrase the Abra teleported off set. So yeah, they're looking for a co-star for Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff is a little hard to work with, so
yeah, Wigglytuff's a total diva, I'm realizing.
oh yeah, a prima
And
donna.
so Jigglypuff is watching on as it's audition time, and a bunch of the Pokemon are auditioning. Togepi wants to audition, but Misty doesn't let her.
Too
Let
young.
Togepi audition. Come on. That
Well,
would have been
Misty
so
thinks
cute.
Togepi will fall off the stage or something.
Pikachu is auditioning. He's up on the stage. Brock sends out Vulpix to audition, and Misty sends out Psyduck.
Psyduck. Yeah.
She goes for Staryu,
First
and
name
Psyduck does his thing.
Staryu is Star, and then Psyduck
Yeah.
comes out, and Misty goes, "Well, maybe it'll be a horror movie."
And so Weezing and Arbok are also auditioning, as is Meowth, and a Tauros, a Doduo, and a Hitmonlee are all up on stage. And it's the dance portion of the audition.
Yeah, Cleavon Schpielbunk says, "We got music. The star has to be able to dance." He's looking for triple threats.
And so Meowth busts out his moves, he's killing it.
This song, it's like this tacky disco song that keeps going Pokemon, Mon, Mon,
Pokemon.
Pokemon, Mon, Mon.
And Pikachu and Raichu do like a little tango together, which
they're
was
like
so
ballroom
cute.
dancing.
Oh, fantastic. Jesse and James command their Pokemon to dance. They tell Arbok to drop some beats with its rap attack.
Yeah, break dance with rap attack.
Break dance. That was good.
And Weezing
I'll like
is
that.
instructed to turn that tackle into a tango. Whatever
And
these
so-
things mean. I don't know.
So that just makes Arbok spin around a bunch and Weezing bounce up and down.
Bounces. Yeah.
As with Vulpix, also just kind of bounce around, jumps around. And Psyduck shakes his booty like there's no tomorrow.
Classic Psyduck.
And so Spielberg is down to 7 choices. His choices to move on in the audition process are Pikachu, Raichu, Arbok, Weezing, Vulpix, Psyduck, and Meowth. How coincidental that all the
These are
Pokemon that
we
move
know.
that move on to the next audition round are the gang's Pokemon, are the main character's Pokemon.
Because they got heart, Kellen.
What a coincidence. Incredible. So it's time for the singing portion.
Meowth is crying in happiness when he's picked. He's someone who really appreciates it.
So it's time for the singing portion, and thus Jigglypuff jumps on stage, sings, does the thing. Everyone in a 5-mile radius is knocked out. She's pissed, marker. The whole usual Jigglypuff spiel.
There was
They
that
get up, they
good
got marker on the face.
Meowth pun in there. Gotta pick do-re Meowth. Okay, maybe that's not a good pun, but I liked it.
It's okay. So the Pokemon must sing with Wigglytuff in order to get the role. Meowth says he works alone and promptly gets smacked again. But Arbok and Weezing are up next. They try to sing, but Wigglytuff is not having it. She doesn't like their vocals and slaps them out as well. Team Rocket is totally out of the audition. None of them are getting in.
Uh-oh.
And Arbok and Weezing are very depressed about it.
Oh,
but-
man.
But Togepi revels in their sadness. It's like they're
Togepi.
depressed. They're depressed. They're sad. They're crying, and Togepi just goes Togepi. I can't get that high anymore. Well, Arbok and Weezing go running off. Team Rocket follows them with, "We're your biggest fans." No, we're your only fans. They have an OnlyFans? Oh my god.
I knew
Oh my
you
God.
were gonna make that joke.
Got him.
I was like, Team Rocket said OnlyFans. So you write that down. They said OnlyFans. OnlyFans is canon.
It's like I saw a TikTok this morning because I'm cursed with having to be on that app. Of there was a woman who was talking about what her one piece of dating advice is.
One Piece. She said One
And
Piece.
yeah, and the entire comment section was, "The One Piece is real." It's the whole comment section.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh man. Internet.
Yes. Classic.
Sometimes you're wonderful. And so all the other Pokemon are kind of scared of working with Wigglytuff, except for Psyduck, because Psyduck is dumb and stupid and an idiot. And we love him for that. So
Of course.
that's fine. So he gets the part, because he's the only one left there on the
Last
stage.
person standing.
And we get some beautiful fanfare. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Very cute little sequence. This movie is going to be about 2 love-struck Pokemon. They've just started going out.
Yeah, this is the storyboard, right? So
Yeah.
Cleavon Schpielbunk is showing us what the movie is. He's got these storyboards. You know, I like this line too, though, that where Brock says that he's thinking that maybe Psyduck has just been acting dumb. Like, he's in on the idea that Psyduck's a great actor. But yeah, Cleavon Schpielbunk giving us the storyboards. Preview of, and it's an original story that he wrote.
Mm-hmm. Very original. Yeah, they've just started going out. Psyduck takes Wigglytuff home after their first date, but the feuding families of Psyduck and Wigglytuff are trying to drive them apart. Eventually, a stray arrow is heading for Wigglytuff, but Psyduck jumps in front to save Wigglytuff and is mortally wounded, dying in Wigglytuff's arms, which brings the families together and ends the feud. All it took was the death of one of their children. And Misty's like, that seems familiar.
She's like, I haven't even finished elementary school, and I know Romeo and Juliet.
So I think we can safely say Shakespeare, canonical in Pokemon.
Right. Well, we knew that from King Henry VIII.
Oh, true. Well, no, that was just
not
King Henry VIII
necessarily.
as a
That
person.
could just be history. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how to tell you this, Graham, but King Henry VIII was not an original character by Shakespeare.
Really?
Yeah.
I also heard that he wrote, a play about.
This man who made a Caesar salad or something.
Yeah, he did do that. Brutus, and you, even you, Brutus.
Et tu, Brute.
Et tu, Brute. What's that?
It's something about Julius Caesar and Brutus.
No, I know, but I felt like you were quoting something.
I don't know. That's what I've heard. I think it's like the thing of like, oh my god, you betrayed me.
It is, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I just say things that I've heard, and I don't know what the history is behind them. If I don't know how you haven't figured that one out by now, but okay.
Well, I knew that. That's why I thought that you were gonna reference like some like weird cartoon or like a Community episode where they referenced it.
You thought
like I thought you were gonna be like, I only know that because of the Bo Burnham song, and then like go on a thing. The Julius Caesar Bo Burnham album or something.
About how all of my references are like 4 degrees separated from the original source.
Exactly. That's what I was searching for.
Not today.
Not today. Today
I just
you're
don't
good
know
student.
where I got it from.
Oh, so you're
Anyway.
open to the idea that it is still rumbling around like it's like a Weird Al thing or something.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Anyway, so yeah, Misty thinks it sounds familiar. Brock and Ash are very into it, though. They want to see it. They want to work on the film. Ash and Katrina say they are willing to work for free, which, no, never do that. Never just say, oh, I'll do that for free. No, your time is worth something.
Unpaid interns, am I right?
Exactly. So there's my moral stance on that. Team Rocket spying again, though. We can't. They're back. We didn't leave them, unfortunately.
No, they're still around.
But Arbok and Weezing are still very, very sad about being rejected.
Yeah, they're
the
moping.
film.
They're really sad. The movies chewed them up, and spit them out, Meowth said, like yesterday's popcorn.
But Jesse and James smack some sense into them and give them this uplifting speech about like staircase to fame and lights.
Yeah,
or
the
something.
stars of tomorrow. Blah blah.
There was
blah.
too many words.
And
to
Meowth
write
goes,
down.
or the day after.
And so back to Spielberg. He's gonna film his
Spiel
final
what?
scene. I don't remember.
Spielbunk.
I wrote it down like 4 different ways in my notes.
Yeah, that's actually better. Just like keep saying it differently. Cleavon Schpielbunk, spangin' bangin'.
So yeah, he's filming his last scene first. He's like, I like to see where the story goes. Okay,
smart.
I mean, okay, whatever.
He wants to
Every
know how
director
the
has their own
story
way.
ends. Yeah.
I think you want to film the final scene last so that your emotions are as at the highest, but whatever. Psyduck, I noticed Psyduck is just standing there and his pupils are in like opposite sides of his eyes.
Oh, he's
Like,
microdosing like every good actor.
Not normal. That's not normal for Psyduck. Like his eyes are normally aligned. This time, like one pupil's at the top of his eye and one's at the bottom. Looked great. I loved it.
Oh, Stardom went straight to his head. He's definitely on something already.
And so it's time to shoot the scene. So it's lights and the Magnemite. I like this. Magnemites are all in the lights and powering the lights as well.
Yeah, I love stuff
then-
like that. Like seeing how the Pokemon would be like part of basically operations of things.
Yeah, and the slate that they use, that like film directors and TV people use to sync the video and the audio, is a Kingler Claw. I thought that was very
Oh.
clever.
Wait,
super
as in they
clever.
killed a Kingler for it?
No, it was a Kingler, but like the scene number and
Oh,
stuff
it's
was
a
taped to
living
its
Kingler.
claw.
Okay, gotcha,
It's a living
gotcha.
slate, and I thought that was very cool, very clever. And so Ash and Misty have Pidgeotto. Oh my god, Pidgeotto's in this episode. Holy shit.
Ooh.
And Staryu and Pikachu and Raichu all create a thunderstorm
Yeah,
and start a
that's
big
the
dust cloud
backdrop
battle.
for this battle where they've got lines of the two Pokemon. These are supposed to be the two families, the Romulans and the Capulets, right?
The Romulans?
That's from 30 Rock. So, the Romulans are from Star Trek. So
No.
the Romulans and the Capulets. It's the Montagues and the Capulets, Kellen. If that's
Yeah,
what
I
you're
know.
trying to remember. Okay.
No, I dropped my clicker.
Okay.
dropped my clicker.
I prefer Romulans and Capulets.
I thought you just like horribly misspoke.
That
Somehow.
would be amazing. That would be.
I was trying to
the
figure out
best
how you got from
misspeaking.
Montagues to Romulans.
Well, so that in 30 Rock, the character Tracy Jordan, that's his thing, is that he's always like missaying things. Like at one point, he's on Larry King, and he goes, "I'm gonna play Devil's Avocado, Larry." Stuff like that. So yeah, he's just the Romulans and the Capulets.
So in this storm, Psyduck and Wigglytuff make their entrance. Wigglytuff begs for them to stop, but Pikachu gets thrown right in her face. Thought that was funny. And then suddenly there's a smoke effect that Spielberg did not pay for. He did not ask for a smoke effect on set.
Right. And that Team Rocket chant starts. Gonna make it a double feature.
And instead of Meowth, that's right, it's hi fans. And that's your motto moments for this episode.
I think the actual motto moment was done by Cleavon Schpielbunk, though.
Yeah, absolutely. They also fight for screen time as they're doing the motto, which was charming. But Ash calls for the Pokemon to kind of surround them and calls action, and the sweet electric guitar theme comes on as the Pokemon all charge in them. As we get the stills of both Pikachu and Raichu doing the like finger pointing forward charge, which was fantastic. They all go after them, and we get our second Dust Cloud battle of the episode.
Yeah, just a giant ball.
Yeah, and so Spielberg orders his crew to also join the fight.
Yeah, which was an interesting choice.
Just weird.
The camera's running, and the director and the cameraman jump into the battle.
The camera guys are so confused about it, though.
Yeah, they're like, that's quite a creative liberty you're taking, but let's go!
Well, not one to argue with the director.
Now, Ash is stuck standing by the camera, and he, like, shyly introduces himself. Misty, though, has one of those vanity moments. She's, like, thanking her fans.
I love this stupid trope in shows and movies of like, oh my god, there's a camera on me, like as if I better as react. if that's gonna make it into the movie. Like it only makes sense if it's like a live stream or something.
Oh, but, yeah, they really do think they're live streaming, eh?
Yeah. So while they're all distracted, though, somehow Meowth has gotten a hold of this gigantic crane machine. Where did this thing come from?
Oh, Team Rocket's Infinite Fund.
Yeah, must be. And so, and Meowth says, "Watch Meowth steal the picture, along with all the Pokemon on the set." Whoa. That was fun. I like that one. The gang calls for Pikachu, Vulpix, and Psyduck. They're like, "No, Pikachu! No, Vulpix! No, Psyduck!" And they turn around and Psyduck just hasn't been kidnapped. And Misty's like, "You can't even get kidnapped properly."
Yeah, he's too dumb to get kidnapped. Love it.
So Misty begs for Psyduck to do something. He's the only Pokemon
you gotta rescue him.
On the ground
or something.
He's so confused, though.
And he's getting stressed out. He's running around in circles, and she's like, running in circles isn't going to help. He's just yelling.
But it will, because eventually it gets the head hurting hard enough that the powers awaken, and the theme starts again, and for the third time this episode, and Psyduck lifts up the crane with his confusion attack.
Yeah, he got the headache powers.
In a very terrifying little piece of Psyduck animation.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Like, that was quite
Ultra
something.
Instinct Psyduck.
Mm-hmm. And he throws it away. All the Pokemon drop. He throws Team Rocket away, and then he passes out.
And Team Rocket, as they're getting lifted, goes, "Guess that's a wrap. Our script flopped." And Meowth, "I give it 2 paws down."
And so Wigglytuff runs in after Psyduck. It's very cute. She's like very, very grateful for Psyduck saving her. It's just adorable. I like Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff's very cute.
Yeah.
It's not particularly great, I don't think, but it's cute. And then we get the cliche freeze frame hooray from the gang.
Where they jump in the air, kind of like that.
I don't even remember if they do jump in the air. I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
It has that feeling of it.
Has that
I don't remember if
feeling,
they did either, but it has that,
I don't think they did.
Jump and then it captures them, yeah.
And so Spielberg takes this as like, oh my god, I am a genius. I don't even remember the name anymore.
Spielbum.
Yeah, he's like, what a fantastic finale. I'm a creative visionary. I'm so good at this. And they look at him and they're like, the fuck you are. We did this.
Yeah.
Jackass. And so that's the last we'll see of fucking Superman. What's his name? Spielberg. I don't remember. I can't remember it.
Cleavon Schpielbunk.
I genuinely cannot remember it.
Cleavon Schpielbunk.
Jesus Christ. As soon as you said, like, oh, we should just keep calling him different names, I totally forgot what his name is.
Clayman Schlagenbagen.
That's the last we'll see of Cleavon Schpielbunk as we go to...
of Glorgon Spagen Spee.
Of Carl Sagan.
Yeah, that was a person.
It's the right initials, though.
Right. C.S. Lewis. No, that's wrong.
Chamber of Secrets.
Oh.
Okay, anyway, that's the last we'll see of Spielbunk. And then we go to a campfire. And Ash is getting very introspective. He's like, ugh, I haven't done my training yet. I got sidetracked again.
Yeah.
And so he needs to get focused on his training. He and Katrina look forward to fighting finally in the league, but Katrina's like, don't expect me to go easy on you just because we're friends. Like, are they friends? We barely saw anything of you after the Raichu thing.
All we know is she has
at the start, and she has green hair.
Yeah,
fancy, funky green hair, but whatever. And I lied. That's not the last we would see of Spielbunk, because he comes up and he's like, oh my god, this would be a great idea for my next film. 2 trainers going for the same dream. It'd be incredible.
2 friends competing. Brock wants to star because it's a tough job. Can be swarmed by millions of fans, female fans.
That's Spielbunk is like, yeah, this role will get swarmed by many female fans. And Brock's like, oh, so, okay. It's an interesting thing. And meanwhile, Team Rocket are hanging from a tree by their clothes over a cliff in another preposterously dangerous situation that they will somehow get out of before next episode.
They will die. We'll all go to the funeral.
And that is the episode. Yeah, the next episode is Team Rocket's funeral.
We should hold a funeral for Team Rocket at some point and list all these different ways they died.
But that is the episode. It's literary hour. Yeah, it's Romeo and Juliet, right?
Oh, yeah. So let's dive into literary hour. I mean, Romeo and Juliet is the obvious one, right? Because that's like what the movie within a movie is troping. And so that's fine. But I have another thing I want to talk about, a movie that I thought had feelings of parallels here. Have you ever heard of Hearts of Darkness?
That is a name that we parodied for one of the first episodes of the podcast. But that's about it.
Heart of Dark. This is Hearts of Darkness. So this is so wild. Okay, so Heart of Darkness, in 1890s novella about a lot of things. It's very complicated. It's about colonialism, I guess, but we can't all get into it now, by Joseph Conrad. But an adaptation of it was made in the 70s called Apocalypse Now. Very famous movie, right? They then put out, I think it took until like the 90s, where they took materials that were taken of behind the scenes of the making of Apocalypse Now and made a documentary about the making of Apocalypse Now called Hearts of Darkness, which is basically about Francis Ford Coppola having a mental breakdown in the jungle trying to make this movie. And now Hearts of Darkness is in some ways, like, it's also very popular because it's like this dive into like seeing a person's weird, indulgent, creative process that was just like bogus and over the top. Hearts of Darkness is parodied by the Ben Stiller comedy Tropic Thunder, as well as that Community episode where Abed is like a documentary maker. Yeah, he's Jesus. He's also that. He's like, yeah, but have you seen Hearts of Darkness? Way better than Apocalypse Now. He says something like that.
It's a good episode.
Or someone else does, yeah. So yeah, that's Hearts of Darkness. Now, this is a much smaller, sillier kind of episode, but, you know, I did imagine Cleavon Schpielbunk as Francis Ford Coppola trying to make this ridiculous, weird movie in the woods.
Yeah, I never heard of the source, but I know Tropic Thunder, and I know Community.
Yeah, there you go. That they're parodying Hearts of Darkness.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I'll take your word for it.
All right. Let's get to the forepour.
First category for Lights, Camera, Quack-tion will be the plot or lack thereof.
10. I love it. It's hilarious. It's Cleavon Schpielbunk having a meltdown. It is Hearts of Darkness. It's about the creative process, okay? It's about commercialism. It's about consumerism. It's about being pulled between different worlds. It's about wanting it all and having nothing.
6.
10. Beautiful.
Are you actually going 10?
I'm giving it a 10. Cleavon Schpielbunk is amazing.
Crazy. That's crazy. All right. Well, that's an 8 for plot. Second category will be the soundtrack. So we have 3 instances of the intense Pokemon theme. We didn't get the electric guitar one, I don't think, in this one. We got it in the last episode.
Nothing original.
And nothing super notable,
so,
at least.
So basically, it's like, were the usages of those. You did point them out a few times, which is notable.
It's 3 times in one episode, though. I think that's a little much.
It was a little much.
That's a 4 for me.
Yeah, I didn't find the music in this one terribly memorable. 3.
That's 3.5. With 8 is 11.5. That is 5.75.
My 10 couldn't save it.
Which is 0.5 points more than the movie.
Beautiful.
But that is what we have for you this week.
That's To Kill a Delibird.
Thank you for
joining us. Have we killed
it?
No. To Kill a Delibird would be a terrible act.
Yeah. I mean, don't kill Delibird.
No.
He's cute. I like Delibird a lot.
Yeah, even though he sounds kind of like deli meat. but he's not.
I can't wait
He's
to
a
get to
bird.
Delibird in the actual anime. I just love Delibird.
When
It
does that
sucks.
happen? Johto?
Johto, yeah. Delibird is hot garbage, but I like it.
Cold garbage. It's an ice Pokemon.
Okay,
Boo.
fine. Okay. Want to know what we're doing next week?
Yes, I would like to know.
2 more episodes next week. It's
Ooh.
episode 72. Go West, Young Meowth. Followed
Yes.
by episode 73, To Master the Unexpected.
You know what's weird is Go West, Young Meow is one of the episodes I actually remember watching as a kid.
Is that
So
the
excited
one
for
that's the story of like how Meowth
Yep.
began speaking
Yep.
English?
I think so. That's what I'm remembering. We'll see.
I thought that was like a special, but maybe it's not. Anyway, that's
Well,
what we're doing next week.
I could be horribly wrong because I don't
Join
know.
us Monday
Let's
for that.
dive in. We'll find out on Monday. Yeah, so that is To Kill a Delibird. You can find us wherever fine podcasts are downloaded. On YouTube or on the Hydra Leech channel. Please leave us a comment, stars, reviews, auto download, all of that stuff. You can also reach us at tokill@delibird@gmail.com. I've been Graham. Kellen's been Kellen. The world keeps on turning. Intro and outro music is Zadie's Synthwave by Alexi Action. Anything else, Kellen?
I don't think so. I think
All
that's
right. Okay,
pretty much it.
get off to your big brother.
Yes, I will.
Yes, we will. How big is this brother anyways?